everybody, this is Trevor with Hostel Roofing, and we're out here at County Line Baptist Church with Jack Lovelis. So, figured we'd shoot a little video here and have Jack tell us a little bit about what he thought of our service and how the project went.
Well, let me start out by saying that our building here, the original building over here, the older building, was built in 1914, about 25 years ago. They built this for an activity building, so it's about 25 years old. Had the original sheet iron roof on it, just insulation on the inside. So the biggest problem we've had with that roof would be up until recently, it never has leaked, but when it would come a rainstorm, we just barely could carry on the service. And we moved our worship service from the old building over to this building, and so we had a contractor that had been up there. We had a couple of leaks on the eaves coming down on the inside, and he fixed those. And he told us that some of the washers under the screws looked like they were deteriorating from the sunlight. So we got worried, concerned that if we ever did have leaks, we sure didn't want it to stain all that insulation that we're looking at from the inside. Exactly. So we just thought it had reached the point in time we had to do something.
Right.
And of course, you're the only bid we got. It's because we knew your quality of work, and I've known you a long time, and we wanted to use y'all, and everybody was in agreement to that. So, and you had bid it several years ago, and we didn't have the money then, but we finally cut some timber out here. That the church has owned this land out here since 1856, and it has some good timber on it, and so was able to cut the timber and get the funds to pay.
So how do you feel about the different options that we gave you? You know, we had given you two different options. One was just a coating system without adding any insulation, and then the more expensive one was the one that you had chosen.
Well, as I said before, we liked the price on the one without the insulation, all right, but then we got to thinking about the noise factor that we had endured before, plus the price of the utilities going up. And this is a large square footage out here. It's 17 to 14, I don't know what size, but we're cooling and heating a large volume.
Yeah.
And we just thought, well, over the years, if we stay here for 15, 20 more years, it'll pay for adding insulation. And y'all gave us your summation about how much it would help us on that by putting the insulation on. So we decided to go that route, even though it costs us a lot more money.
Yeah, because when me and Merle came out here and sat down with you guys and kind of your board, I guess, they had originally said that they were wanting to do the cheaper option until we started talking about insulation, and then we started talking about adding the insulation and what that would do for the noise during a rainstorm.
That's right, and we've had a good rainstorm since then, and even a hailstorm. Well, I don't think we were out here during the hailstorm, but we had a torrential rainstorm, and everybody was flabbergasted as how much quieter it was in the building by having the insulation.
Right.
And that's what we were looking for.
So whenever we were out here, and I just remember telling you guys that I know it's going to be quieter. I just didn't know how much quieter it's going to be. So I'm glad to hear that. That's interesting.
Another reason we made the decision to go that route was when they built this out here, it was more for an activity center. Kids play basketball at night, and they put those vents up there where you pull a chain, they would open up, all of that, before the air. Well, anyway, we decided that we tried to cover those up and put some insulation on the inside to protect that. But I was told later by the contractor, you're losing a lot of air up there. You'll have to seal all the holes. There was about 6 or 8 of those up there.
Right. And
we thought by your way you were going to do it, that would solve that problem. So I'm expecting to see a little improvement in our utility bills because of this.
Right. So anyway, they decided to get us to install a 50 mil PVC membrane roof, and we put 1.5 inches of insulation on top, and then we put some special flute fill that goes in between the metal. So the roof looks good. You've seen the drone photos, and you guys are going to get your warranty from the manufacturer. That's a 20-year warranty, and we're here to take care of it if anything comes up. So
well, you better be.
yeah, we're fixing to be here. So maybe kind of what would you say to customers that are considering Hostetler Roofing?
I said, well, as far as I'm concerned, I've just heard good things about y'all for ever since y'all been in. I consider you're the type of quality people that your word's good. Whatever you say, you've proven it over the years, in all the county and all your relatives and everybody that's in the construction business, and so.
Well, we appreciate that.
That's the reason we went with you all, because we just felt like we could trust you to do what you said you're going to do, and wasn't trying to just sell the job. But you just told us the facts, and we took that and ran with it.
Right, I understand. So, so you would recommend Hostetler Roofing?
I will, anytime.
Good deal. So, maybe a little bit. Not everything went perfect. Do you want to speak a little bit about some things that we can improve on?
Not really.
What about the ruts in the backyard?
Well, you said you was going to take care of that.
We
I trusted it'll be taken care of.
Yeah,
and
we are.
So
yeah, no, we're going to take care of that. But
we have a little
roofing is construction, and things happen, and there's big equipment involved. So
yeah, you carrying around some heavy material out here, and it was kind of wet around back, but we want to keep it mowed and looking nice. And you said you just pull some dirt in, and we're going to give you the dirt out of the cemetery, and you can put it in there, and it'll work. You know, it won't be too much of a job doing that.
All right, well, it was good for us doing business with you, Jack.
We enjoyed it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.